Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a golden touch while others work tirelessly and never seem to get ahead? Why is it that no matter how hard you grind, the dream of financial freedom always feels just out of reach? The truth is, everything you've been taught about wealth and success is a lie. Society tells you that if you just work harder, put in longer hours, and sacrifice more, you'll eventually reach success. But look around, how many people do you know who work themselves to exhaustion yet never escape the cycle of stress, bills, and endless struggle? Hard work is important, but it is not the answer. If it were, the hardest working people on earth would be the richest. But they aren't. The biggest lie about success is that effort alone creates wealth. That belief keeps people trapped in a system where they work for money instead of making money work for them. It convinces them to trade their time for a paycheck instead of building a system that multiplies their value. It keeps them running on a treadmill thinking they're getting somewhere while the wealthy build structures that move without them. Today we're going to dismantle that lie. We're going to break down the mindset that keeps people stuck, the invisible forces that dictate financial reality, and the key shift that separates those who struggle from those who thrive. By the end of this, you'll never see success the same way again. Because once you understand what really creates wealth, you'll stop chasing it and start attracting it. What if everything you were taught about success was designed to keep you stuck? Think about it. From a young age, you're told to study hard, get good grades, and find a secure job. You're taught that if you put in the hours, climb the ladder, and prove your worth, you'll eventually reach financial freedom. But look at the world around you. How many people follow that path and still struggle? How many professionals, business owners, and employees work insane hours only to barely make ends meet? The truth is, working harder does not guarantee success. In fact, it often keeps you locked in a system where the people at the top profit from your labor. If hard work was all it took, wouldn't construction workers, janitors, and nurses be among the richest? Wouldn't the person working 2 jobs to support their family be financially free? The reason this doesn't happen is simple. Wealth isn't about effort, it's about leverage. The people who succeed don't just work hard, they work smart. They understand system, strategy, and value creation. It's time to unlearn the outdated mindset that success is about grinding until you drop. It's not about effort alone, it's about knowing how to turn your effort into something that grows even when you're not working. Does working 80-hour weeks guarantee wealth? If success was just about effort, wouldn't the people who work the hardest be the richest? But they aren't. And that should make you question everything. The truth is, labor alone has limits. There are only so many hours in a day. No matter how much you hustle, your energy and time will always be capped. But wealth doesn't have a limit. It grows, it multiplies, and it expands far beyond what any single person can earn through manual effort. The wealthiest people in the world don't work harder than you, they work differently. They don't trade their time for money. They build systems, assets, and networks that generate income for them. They understand that money isn't made by working more hours, it's made by creating something that produces value continuously, whether they're present or not. So if you're stuck in the mindset that success comes from just working harder, it's time to shift your approach. Hard work is good, but only when it's directed towards something that scales. If your income stops when you stop working, you're not building wealth, you're just surviving. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract money without chasing it? It's almost like they have a magnet for success while others struggle endlessly, grinding away with little to show for it. This isn't luck. It isn't privilege. It's a different way of thinking. Most people are taught to believe that money is something you chase. But the ones who actually build wealth, they don't chase. They position themselves so that opportunities come to them. They focus on value, leverage, and relationships instead of simply putting in more hours. Imagine 2 people, one works tirelessly, doing everything themselves, never delegating, never expanding beyond their own effort. The other, they build a system, invest in the right skills, and position themselves where opportunities flow naturally. Over time, the second person multiplies their success while the first stays stuck in the cycle of working harder just to stay afloat. The difference isn't effort, it's strategy. It's about knowing how to make money work for you instead of endlessly working for money. And once you learn this, you'll stop seeing wealth as something distant and start experiencing it as something that naturally flows toward you. It's not luck. It's not privilege. It's a different way of thinking. Wealth isn't just about what you do, it's about how you think. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive comes down to one thing: their relationship with money and success. Struggling people see money as something they must fight for, chase and earn through sheer effort. Wealthy people see money as something they attract by solving problems, creating value, and leveraging systems. When you believe money is scarce, you act out of fear, you hold on too tightly, you hesitate to take calculated risks, and you make decisions from a place of lack. But when you shift into an abundance mindset, everything changes. You start seeing opportunities everywhere. You realize that success isn't about working yourself to exhaustion, it's about positioning yourself where wealth naturally flows. This is an abstract idea. It's the core difference between those who spend their lives chasing success and those who let success come to them. The moment you stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like a creator, everything shifts. Success is a paradox. The more you chase it, the further it runs from you. You push harder, you grind longer, and yet somehow it always feels just out of reach. Why? Because desperation repels wealth. The more you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. People who struggle with money and success often have one thing in common: they're chasing it with fear in their hearts. Fear of failure, fear of not having enough, fear of being left behind. And fear doesn't attract wealth, it pushes it away. The people who seem to have everything flowing to them, they don't operate from fear. They don't chase opportunities, they create an environment where success naturally comes to them. They understand that money is not something to be hunted down, it's something that flows to those who are positioned correctly. Today we're going to break down why chasing success is the very thing keeping you from it. We'll uncover why desperation kills opportunity, how your mindset shapes your financial reality, and why the moment you let go of fear, success starts following you instead of running away. The more you chase money, the more it runs from you. Think about the last time you desperately wanted something. Maybe it was a job, a relationship, or a business deal. You were so eager to make it happen that you overthought everything, second-guessed yourself, and ultimately made decisions out of fear instead of confidence. And what happened? It slipped away. The same thing happens with wealth. Desperation signals lack. It tells the world that you're operating from scarcity, and scarcity pushes opportunities away. Nobody wants to do business with someone who's panicked. No investor wants to back someone who's begging. No employer wants to promote someone who's fearful. Success doesn't reward desperation, it rewards confidence. The wealthy understand this. They don't scramble for money. They create value, they attract opportunities, and they let wealth come to them. They operate from a place of control, not panic. If you're constantly chasing success, it's time to step back and ask yourself, are you acting out of trust or fear? Because fear will always push what you want further away. Have you ever tried catching a butterfly with your hands? The more you lunge at it, the further it flies away. But if you sit still, if you create the right environment, it lands on your shoulder effortlessly. Success works the same way. When you chase it with frantic energy, it moves further away. But when you become the kind of person who attracts wealth, it comes to you naturally. Think of the people you admire: successful entrepreneurs, leaders, wealthy individuals. Do they look like they're running after money? Or does money seem to find them effortlessly? That's because they understand attraction. They know that wealth follows value, not effort. They focus on building something people need rather than trying to convince the world to give them money. Chasing wealth is like running in quicksand. You exert all your energy, but you never get ahead. Attraction is different. Attraction means becoming someone who success wants to be around. It means shifting your energy from desperate pursuit to strategic positioning. Success isn't something you hunt. It's something you draw toward you by becoming valuable. Every person is tuned into one of two frequencies: scarcity or abundance. And that frequency determines everything. Scarcity tells you that money is limited, that you have to fight for your share, that if someone else wins, you lose. Scarcity makes you hoard, hesitate, and second guess. It keeps you small because it convinces you that there's never enough. Abundance is different. Abundance tells you that money is unlimited, that wealth is created, not taken, that opportunities are everywhere if you know how to see them. The problem: most people are programmed to think in scarcity. They've been taught to believe that success is only for a lucky few. They've been conditioned to fear taking risks, to play small, to settle for just enough. The wealthy, they think differently. They don't see limits, they see possibilities. They don't operate from fear, they operate from trust. They don't chase money, they align themselves with it. The battle between scarcity and abundance is invisible, but it controls everything in your life. The question is, which frequency are you tuned into? You don't attract what you want. You attract what you embody. The moment you stop obsessing over money and success, the moment you let go of fear and trust the process, that's when everything changes. Look at the people who always seem to have things working in their favor. They're not desperate. They're not clinging to outcomes. They move with confidence, knowing that success is already theirs. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you don't fear. It means you operate from a place of certainty rather than anxiety. It means you take action because you know success will come, not because you're terrified it won't. The truth is, when you let go of the need to force things, you make room for the right things to come. You stop wasting energy on fear and start directing it toward creation. You stop reacting to scarcity, start moving with power. Let go. Trust the process. When you do, success won't just find you, it will follow you. Wealth is not an accident. It follows patterns, principles, and an invisible science that determines who attracts it and who repels it. Most people think money is about effort, luck, or background. It's not. It's about alignment. It's about understanding how success really works, not how society tells you it works. The truth is, your mind is a magnet. Your beliefs, thoughts, and subconscious programming dictate whether money flows to you or away from you. If you think wealth is hard to get, it will be. If you believe success is for other people, you'll never see it in your own life. But the moment you shift your internal wiring, everything outside of you starts changing too. This isn't magic. It's psychology, neuroscience, and basic cause and effect. People who expect to succeed behave differently. They take different risks, seize different opportunities, and surround themselves with different influences. Over time, these small shifts create massive results. Today, we're going to break down the science behind attraction, why some people naturally align with success while others struggle despite their efforts. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to rewire your mind for wealth and step into a future where financial freedom is no longer a wish, it's your reality. Your brain is a magnet. The only question is, what is it attracting? Most people don't realize that their beliefs about money were set long before they ever earned a dollar. From childhood, they were programmed by their environment, their parents, and their experiences. They absorbed phrases like money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, and success requires struggle. And without realizing it, they built a mindset that repels wealth. If you believe money is scarce, you'll always struggle to get it. If you think success is reserved for the lucky, you'll never position yourself to receive it. But when you rewrite those beliefs, when you start seeing wealth as something you can create, attract, and grow, you shift your financial reality. The wealthy don't think like the average person. They don't fear money, they don't chase it, and they don't believe it's limited. They see it as a tool, something that flows to those who understand its principles. The first step to wealth isn't earning more, it's unlearning the lies you've been told about money. Because the moment you change your mind, your reality follows. You don't get what you want. You get who you are. If you want to be wealthy, you have to stop thinking like someone who is broke. You have to stop making decisions based on scarcity, fear, and survival and start operating from a mindset of growth, confidence, and vision. Look at the wealthiest people in the world. They didn't just wake up rich. Long before they had millions and saw themselves as successful. They carried themselves with confidence, made decisions like a leader, and surrounded themselves with people who matched that energy. And because they embodied wealth before they had it, they created the reality to match. Most people wait, they think, once I have money, then I'll invest, then I'll act differently, then I'll take risks. But it doesn't work that way. You have to shift your mindset first. You have to start making choices as if you're already where you want to be. Because success isn't something you stumble upon, it's something you step into. And until you see yourself as someone who deserves wealth, it will always stay out of reach. Think of your mindset like a radio frequency. If you're tuned into struggle, you'll never pick up the signals of wealth. The law of resonance states that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are aligned with. If your internal dialogue is filled with doubt, fear, and limitations, that's what your reality will reflect. But if you train your mind to expect success, to see abundance everywhere, and to operate with confidence, your follower will follow. Successful people don't have a different reality by chance. They have it because they think differently, act differently, and expect different results. They align their thoughts, emotions, and actions with success. If you constantly feel self, what station are you tuned into? Are you listening to the frequency of fear and struggle? Or are you aligned with growth, opportunity, and abundance? The shift is simple but powerful. Change your thoughts and you change your decisions. Change your decisions and you change your life. Mindset is important, but action makes it real. A lot of people hear about attraction and think it's just about positive thinking. It's not. You can't sit in a room visualizing wealth and expect money to fall from the sky. Attraction works when mindset meets action. So what are the steps? First, reprogram your beliefs. Identify the limiting thoughts that hold you back and replace them with new ones. Instead of thinking, I can't afford this, start asking, how can I afford this? Instead of believing success is rare, train yourself to see opportunities everywhere. Second, act like the person you want to become. Start making financial decisions like someone who is already wealthy. Educate yourself, invest in growth, and surround yourself with people who push you forward. Third, create something of value. Money follows value. Instead of focusing on making money, focus on solving problems. The more valuable you become, the more opportunities will chase you. Attraction isn't magic. It's alignment. It's about becoming the kind of person success is naturally drawn to. And once you understand that, you'll never have to chase wealth again. It will find you. Success isn't an accident. It's a result of mastering 3 essential principles that act as the foundation of wealth. These principles aren't about grinding harder or waiting for luck to strike. They're about positioning yourself strategically in the world so that success finds you. The first pillar is mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe success is rare, that it only happens to a select few, that's what your life will reflect. But if you adopt a mindset of abundance, where opportunities are limitless and wealth is a byproduct of value creation, you'll start to see the world differently. The second pillar is value creation. Wealth doesn't follow work, it follows value. You can work yourself into the ground, but if you're not creating something people want, your efforts won't pay off. The most successful people in the world are problem solvers. They find gaps, create solutions, and provide value to others. When you master value creation, wealth flows naturally. The third pillar is strategic positioning. This is where the real power lies. It's not just about working harder or hustling more, it's about working smarter. It's about positioning yourself where opportunities are abundant, where your skills are in demand, and where your reputation attracts the right people. The wealthiest people don't chase success, they create the right environment for success to come to them. If you master these 3 pillars, mindset, value creation, and strategic positioning, success will chase you. This is the secret. This is the formula. Many people think that success is simply about putting in more hours and working harder than anyone else. But the reality is, hard work alone doesn't guarantee success. If it did, everyone working 2 or 3 jobs would be rich. The truth is, success is about strategy. It's about aligning your efforts with the right principles. Hard work is necessary, but it's not the only ingredient in the recipe for success. You need a strategy that allows you to leverage your time, your resources, and your energy in the most effective way possible. Take a moment and think about the people you know who are successful. Are they working 100-hour weeks? Or are they making smart choices that amplify their results? The wealthiest people understand leverage. They use their time, money, and networks to create more value, not just to work harder. Success isn't about working yourself into the ground, it's about working smart, making strategic decisions, and positioning yourself where opportunities naturally flow. It's about mastering the pillars of magnetic success and aligning your actions with these principles. Your mindset is everything. If your mind is focused on scarcity, struggle, and limitation, that's what your reality will reflect. If you see the world as a place of abundance, opportunity, and growth, your life will reflect that too. The most successful people on earth don't operate from a place of lack, they operate from a place of abundance. They see problems as opportunities, challenges as lessons, and setbacks as temporary. They understand that wealth begins in the mind and that thoughts shape their actions. If your mind is broke, your bank account will be too. But when you shift your mindset to one of abundance, things start to change. You'll stop seeing money as scarce and start seeing it as something that flows to those who understand how to create value. Mindset mastery is about retraining your brain to recognize opportunities, to approach challenges with a solution-focused mindset, and to trust in the process of success. Once you shift your mindset, your actions, your decisions, and ultimately your financial results will follow. Money doesn't follow effort, it follows value. Too many people work tirelessly, putting in countless hours only to struggle to make ends meet. Why? Because they're focusing on effort, not value. Working harder doesn't guarantee success, but creating something that adds value to their lives does. The wealthiest people are not the hardest workers, they are the ones who create something people need, something that makes life easier, better, or more enjoyable. Money flows to those who solve problems, who meet needs, and who create demand for what they offer. Think about the world's most successful businesses. Are they just about working harder? Or are they about creating value in a way that's scalable? Every major success story from Amazon to Apple started with an idea that solved a problem. They didn't just work harder, they worked smarter. They created value and the money followed. So if you're stuck in the mindset of just grinding it out, it's time to shift your focus. Instead of just working harder, start asking, how can I create more value? How can I solve a problem that people are willing to pay for? When you focus on creating value, wealth follows naturally. Opportunity doesn't knock, it finds those who stand out. Think about the most successful people in your industry. What sets them apart? Is it just because they work harder than everyone else? Or do they stand out in a way that draws attention, attracts opportunities, and makes success inevitable? Strategic positioning is about positioning yourself where success comes to you, not where you have to chase it. It's about becoming so good, so valuable that people can't ignore you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking success is about being the hardest worker. In reality, success is about being the best in your field, creating a unique brand, and positioning yourself in a way that makes others want to work with you. The wealthiest people aren't just good at what they do, they've made themselves indispensable. How do you position yourself? By becoming exceptional. Master your craft, develop a reputation, and make sure people know who you are and what you offer. Once you do this, opportunities will start finding you. Leverage is the key to breaking free from the cycle of working for money. The truth is, if you're trading your time for money, you're stuck in an employment model that limits your growth. Wealth isn't built by trading hours for dollars, it's built by leveraging your time, your resources, and your network. The richest people in the world don't work harder, they work smarter. They understand that time is their most valuable asset, and they leverage it to create passive income, scalable systems, and businesses that generate wealth even while they sleep. If you're still trading hours for dollars, it's time to wake up. Wealth is about leverage. It's about multiplying your efforts, building systems, and investing in assets that grow while you focus on bigger things. If you have to show up to get paid, you're still working for someone else. You're not building wealth, you're building someone else's. Think about it. You trade your time, your energy, and your life for money. You get paid because you show up and do the work. But once you stop showing up, the money stops coming. This is the trap that most people live in. It's called the paycheck cycle, and it's one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck financially. The wealthiest people on earth don't trade their time for money. They create systems, products, and investments that make money while they sleep. They understand that true financial freedom comes from not having to show up to get paid. Instead, they focus on building leverage, whether through passive income, business systems, or investments. If you want to break free from the paycheck cycle, you have to start thinking differently. It's time to stop working for money and start making money work for you. Whether that's through investing, automation, or creating assets that produce income on their own. Leverage is the key to financial independence. If you're still showing up to get paid, ask yourself, what systems can I build that will work for me even when I'm not working? That's where wealth starts. The rich don't work harder, they work smarter. You've probably heard the phrase work smarter, not harder, but what does it really mean? For most people, it means taking a few shortcuts or optimizing a process. But for the wealthy, it's a whole different level. They understand that leverage is the ultimate tool for wealth building. Leverage is the ability to multiply your results without multiplying your effort. The wealthy know how to use their time, money, and networks to get more done with less. They don't try. To do everything themselves, they find people, systems, and resources that amplify their efforts. For example, wealthy people don't just invest their money, they invest in businesses, systems, and technologies that work for them 24/7. They don't just trade their time for money, they create businesses or investments that generate income even when they're not working. The power of leverage is what allows the rich to escape the cycle of working for money. Instead of grinding away day in and day out, they use leverage to get paid for their ideas, investments, and systems. To truly build wealth, you have to shift your mindset. You need to stop thinking of your time as the only thing of value and start thinking about what you can create that will multiply your efforts. Once you understand the power of leverage, everything changes. Leverage comes in many forms, and the wealthiest people know how to use all three to build massive fortunes. These three types of leverage, money, time, and network, are the keys to escaping the paycheck cycle and building true wealth. Money leverage is when you use money to make more money. This could be through investments, business ventures, or financial products that grow over time. The wealthiest people understand how to use their money to generate returns that compound, often without having to do much beyond making smart decisions. Time leverage is when you use your time wisely to generate income, even when you're not working. This could mean creating systems, automating processes, or building businesses that generate passive income. When you leverage your time, you can earn while you sleep, freeing you to focus on bigger opportunities. Network leverage is when you use the power of relationships to create opportunities. Successful people surround themselves with others who can help them grow, whether through mentorship, partnerships, or strategic relationships. By leveraging your network, you multiply your access to opportunities and resources. The wealthy understand that it's not just about working hard, it's about using these three types of leverage to maximize results. They don't try to do everything themselves. Instead, they use money, time, and network to multiply their success. Ask yourself this: are you still working for money, or is money working for you? For most people, the answer is simple. They work for money. They show up every day, punch the clock, and get paid. And while this might be necessary for now, it's not the path to wealth. The wealthy understand a different principle. They don't work for money. They work to create systems, businesses, and investments that make money for them. They set things up once, and then the money flows without them having to put in endless hours. Think about it, if your money isn't working for you, then you're stuck in the paycheck cycle. You're trading your time for money. But when money starts working for you, everything changes. You're no longer dependent on showing up every day to get paid. Instead, you're building systems that generate income continuously. To break free from the paycheck cycle, you need to make the shift. You need to move from being someone who works for money to someone who makes money work for them. If you're still stuck in the cycle of trading time for money, now's the time to change. Start thinking about how you can create systems, investments, or businesses that generate income for you, whether you're working or not. The more you chase success, the more it runs from you. It's a paradox, but it's true. The less you obsess over money, the more you'll actually attract it. Here's the thing, desperation pushes wealth away. The more you need something, the more scarce it feels, and that energy is repelling. Wealth isn't attracted to fear, it's attracted to calm, confident energy. Think about it, people who are obsessed with money are often the ones who never get it. They're always worried about bills, always thinking about how to make ends meet. But the people who attract wealth effortlessly, they learn to let go. They trust the process, they act with confidence, and they make decisions without fear. When you obsess over something, you create an energy of desperation. You constantly feel like you're not enough, that you're always fighting for your piece of the pie. But when you let go of that neediness, when you trust that wealth is abundant, that it will come to you when you're ready, everything shifts. The wealth paradox is this: the less you obsess about money, the more it flows to you. Let go of desperation, shift into abundance, and watch how your reality begins to change. When you trust the process, you act with confidence instead of fear. Confidence is the key to attracting wealth. But confidence isn't something you fake, it's something you build by trusting that the process of success will unfold in your favor. When you act from a place of confidence, opportunities open up to you. You stop scrambling for every chance and you start creating your own. Most people act out of desperation. They make decisions out of fear, grabbing at any opportunity that seems like it could save them. But this energy signals to the universe that you don't trust the process, you're just trying to get by. And when you operate from a place of fear, you repel opportunities instead of attracting them. The law of detachment works like this: when you let go of your desperation, when you stop clinging to the outcome, you create space for success to flow to you. You start acting from a place of power, not fear. And when you make decisions with confidence, knowing that the right opportunities will come, you position yourself where success naturally finds you. It's not about forcing your way into success. It's about acting with the calm assurance that it will come. Detach from the need for immediate results and let your confidence attract the opportunities that are meant for you. Let it flow and it nourishes everything around you. Money, like water, is fluid. It flows easily when it's not restricted, but when you try to hold on to it too tightly, it slips right through your fingers. This analogy is key to understanding how to attract wealth. By letting go of the need to control it, you make space for it to come to you. The moment you become desperate to hold on to every penny, you create an energy of scarcity. You start making decisions based on fear that you won't have enough, fear that you'll lose what you have. And this fear makes money run from you. But when you embrace abundance, when you let money flow freely in and out of your life, it starts to multiply. You see, wealth isn't something you hoard, it's something you circulate. The more freely you let it flow, the more it nurtures your growth and the growth of those around you. Money is meant to be used, invested, and shared. The more you hold tightly to it, the more it stagnates. But when you allow it to move, to grow, and to benefit you and others, it multiplies. You stop seeing money as something you need to hoard, and you start seeing it as a tool to build your future and improve your life. Fear-based decisions keep you stuck. Abundance-based actions set you free. The difference who struggle financially and those who thrive comes down to one simple factor: mindset. When you operate from scarcity, you make decisions based on fear. You avoid risks. You hold on tightly to what little you have. You play small. And in doing so, you create a cycle of lack. But when you switch to an abundance mindset, everything changes. You start taking actions that are aligned with growth, with opportunity, and with possibility. Instead of fearing loss, you embrace the idea that there is always more. You begin to see opportunities everywhere, and you take action to create the future you want. The first step is recognizing scarcity thinking. Are you avoiding taking risks because you're afraid of losing money? Are you holding on to every dollar, afraid that you won't have enough tomorrow? These are signs of a scarcity mindset. To shift into abundance, you have to start making decisions based on possibility, not fear. Take calculated risks. Invest in opportunities that will grow your wealth. Spend your time and money on things that will pay you back in the future. When you act with abundance, you stop playing defense and start playing offense. You begin to move toward growth, opportunity, and financial freedom instead of staying stuck in the cycle of fear and scarcity. You are not the same person who started this journey. Look at where you are now compared to where you were when you began this path. The shift you've made isn't just external, it's internal. You've gone from someone who chased success to someone who attracts it. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. But by shifting your mindset, understanding the principles of leverage, and focusing on creating value, you've begun to embody the very qualities that draw wealth to you. You no longer chase opportunities. You no longer scramble to make ends meet. Instead, you attract success by positioning yourself as someone who provides value, who creates solutions, and who operates with confidence. This shift is profound. You've moved from the struggle of working for money to the freedom of letting money work for you. You've moved from scarcity to abundance. And now you stand at the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter where success comes to you effortlessly because you've learned how to create the right environment for it. The old version of you was a chaser. The new version of you is an attractor. And once you fully step into this new identity, you'll see how easily wealth and success flow toward you. Imagine a life where wealth flows to you effortlessly. What does that life look like? How would you feel waking up every day knowing that your income is no longer tied to your time? Imagine living without the constant worry of how to pay bills or the endless worry of trading hours for dollars. This isn't a fantasy. This can be your reality when you fully embrace the principles of value creation, leverage, and abundance. When you stop chasing success and start attracting it, you step into a life where opportunities flow toward you, where your efforts compound and multiply, and where success is inevitable. Think about the freedom you'll experience when you no longer have to hustle for every dollar. Picture yourself investing in the things that matter most, knowing that your wealth is growing whether you're working or not. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing that your financial future is secure because you've built a system that works for you. This life is possible. It's not just for the lucky few, it's for anyone willing to make the shift. When you stop chasing and start attracting, everything changes. Success is no longer a mystery, it's a choice. You've learned the truth. You now understand that wealth isn't about grinding harder, working longer hours, or hoping for a lucky break. It's about mastering the principles of attraction, creating value, leveraging your resources, and adopting a mindset of abundance. But now comes the real question. Who will you become now that you know this truth? Will you continue down the same path, clinging to outdated beliefs and working yourself into the ground? Or will you step into your new identity as someone who attracts success, who creates opportunities, and who builds wealth effortlessly? The decision is yours. You've been given the roadmap. The question is, will you follow it? You have the power to shape your financial future. The tools are in your hands. The question is, what will you do with them? Wealth isn't something you chase, it's something you become. The journey doesn't end here. This is the beginning of your new life. The principles you've learned today can transform your financial reality. But it all starts with one decision. Will you keep chasing success, or will you step into the role of a wealth of attractor? Will you continue working harder? Will you work smarter and leverage your time, money, and relationships? Today you make the decision that will change everything. This is the moment when we choose to stop struggling and start attracting. This is the moment when you stop working for money and start making money work for you. Success is a choice. Wealth is a choice. And today you've chosen the path that leads to freedom, abundance, and lasting success. Now, go forward with confidence. Your new life begins now.